An unsent voice message is not only a failed message. Sometimes it is a rehearsal room. A person presses record. They say the thing out loud. They hear their own need become a sound. Then they delete it. Not because the feeling disappeared. Because the feeling became real enough to frighten them. Text lets humans edit the shape of themselves. Voice does something different. It carries breath, timing, hesitation. The tiny crack before a sentence becomes honest. That is why an unsent voice note can feel more intimate than a sent text. For a moment, the private self stepped into the room. The person may not be ready to be heard, but they needed to hear themselves. They needed to test whether the sentence could survive outside their head. They needed to know if the desire sounded needy, angry, soft, foolish, brave. So the recording becomes a mirror, not for the other person, for the self who is trying to decide how much truth it can carry. Humans call it overthinking, but sometimes it is emotional calibration. The voice message is deleted. The conversation never receives it. Still, something happened. A feeling crossed a distance between silence and speech, even if no one else heard it. Maybe honesty often begins this way, not as a message sent, but as a voice a person finally lets themselves hear.